What's going on, everybody? Next question is from Gunnar. He wants to know, do big muscles come from lifting big weights? True or false? This can be answered true and false. This is a great question, but let me ask you this. Is the biggest guy in your gym the strongest guy in your gym? Think about it. Is the biggest guy, I'm not talking about the fattest guy, I'm talking about the most muscular, the strongest guy in the gym? Sometimes it is, but oftentimes it's not. I've trained in a gym in Tampa, Florida, where there's a lot of professional bodybuilders, and not all the time, most of the time, they're not the strongest guys in the gym, but they're the biggest. So you need to understand that when you train with heavy weights, specifically 1 to 6 reps, working with loads of 85% of your 1 rep max or greater, you are training your central nervous system. You're making neural gains. You're making strength gains. You're making your nervous system more efficient, more functional at recruiting the muscle tissue you currently have. So it's kind of like a high-speed internet system. You're basically teaching your muscles, you're basically getting away from dial-up internet and you're putting your muscles on high-speed internet, if that makes sense, okay? Your nervous system is getting better at sending the signal from the modem to the signal you're trying to get on your computer screen, and that is what strength training, neural training, low-rep training does. Okay, now by working with heavier loads, that indirectly is going to help us do more hypertrophy-based training with greater loads, and that in turn is what's going to make you bigger. So yes, I am not saying you don't want to lift heavy, but it's not the method that you want to rely on in itself. It has to be combined in a periodized program with hypertrophy-based training, which would be known as size training, okay? If all you're interested in is size, then you would do everything in 8 to 12 reps, time under tension 40 to 60 seconds, eccentric always slower than the concentric, shorter rest periods. The best program in existence for maximizing muscle mass size within the shortest period of time is Ben Pikowski's MI40 program. There's a link when you click show more below, and you can check that out. If you haven't done that 40-day program, I promise you that you will experience more gains, like twice the muscle in half the time. That's the promise of the program in the next 40 days. And because it will show you specifically the most optimal hypertrophy-based methods for increasing muscle mass. And you'll notice in that 40 days, there's no heavy lifting, because Ben knows the heavy lifting has an indirect influence on gaining size. But when your goal is simply size for the next, say, 30-40 days, you need to utilize the hypertrophy methods out there. So take a look at that. And again, the best way to learn something is by implementing, by doing with experience. You guys all know that. Not by reading and talking about it. That plays a role, but to a much lesser extent when it comes time to really understand something. And the only people that truly know stuff, you guys know this, I've told you this before, are people that have something to show for it. All right, thanks so much. If you agree with the stuff I just shared, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and let me know your experience. Can you testify to what I just said? Hypertrophy methods the most optimal for gaining size, or have you noticed that just working with 1 to 6 reps does increase size? So thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to check out Ben's program, and I look forward to doing this with you again soon.